Good morning, and welcome to your daily Farm and Home Show, brought to you by the University of Kentucky Cooperative Extension Service. And now, here's your host. Good morning, and welcome to your Farm and Home Show. My name is Joanna, and this morning we're visiting with Dr. Kiersten Wise. She's with the University of Kentucky as Extension Plant Pathologist there. Good morning, Kiersten.
Good morning.
Now, Kiersten, in South Central Kentucky, there's been a lot of corn shelling happening, and hopefully farmers have looked pre-harvest at something that you're going to talk about today.
Right, and if they haven't scouted, it's not too late to still go out and look for some of our ear mold diseases like ear rots. Now, we're getting calls about two particular ear rots. That's diplodia ear rot and fusarium ear rot. And I have some samples here that kind of showcase the symptoms and signs of both of those diseases.
Okay.
Now, diplodia ear rot is going to be more of a white ear rot. You'll see some brown discoloration on the cob. Lots of times the grain will be low test weight. So if they're shelling corn, they have low test weights, some chaffy cobs, they might have some diplodia ear rot problems.
Okay.
With fusarium ear rot, your corn will be more intact, but lots of times you'll see sort of a pinkish or white mold, sometimes at the tips or kind of scattered in kernels here and there on the cob. And this is an important one to make sure you're aware of because the fungus that causes fusarium ear rot can also produce mycotoxins, compounds that are both toxic to humans and livestock. So it's important to be aware if that's in your grain so we can manage that grain accordingly.
Absolutely, because this one looks more gnarly.
Yes, right. This one is much more striking, and lots of times the husk will be stuck to the ear. It might be difficult to get off, so that's another indication that you have diplodia ear rot. But this is one, like we said, that this produces that compound. It's extremely toxic to horses in particular, but just general livestock feeding we're supposed to avoid that. And if we have high levels, you might get docked at the elevator. So it's just really important to know if these are out there. We do advocate scouting a few different areas in the field, looking about 10 ears per area. If you're seeing a high level of ear rot, we know we need to do something to manage that grain once it gets out of the field.
Now, how did this occur?
So this is actually something that happens at silking. So these fungi are actually going to infect during silking, but we're not going to see these symptoms and signs until about now. We're at that harvest time. And so it's a problem that just continues through the season and actually can get worse in storage if it's not managed now.
Okay, and so is this something that persists, or is it just conditions are right and it happened at silking?
Right, so each of these is going to have its own conditions. So wet conditions at silking really favor diplodia ear rot, but if we've had some pockets that are a little bit drier, maybe didn't get as much moisture, and those are going to be the pockets where we see fusarium ear rot. And these fungi survive in residue, so they're going to be there almost every year, particularly in our no-till fields. And so this is going to be something that we need to pay attention to almost every year, but depending on those weather conditions at silking, some years will be worse than others.
Now, you mentioned pulling about 10 different ears in different locations. Like, what's the threshold?
So if we just see a few ears here and there, it's okay. But if you're looking at those 10 ears in different pockets and you're seeing several ears that have an ear rot problem within those little pockets, that's probably an indication that we need to take some steps to try to minimize the problem during harvest.
Because there's nothing to do at this point, right?
At this point in time, there's nothing we can do. Now, knowing that you have ear rots in a given field, you can do some hybrid selection to select some hybrids that have resistance to either or both of these ear rots, and that can be something that can minimize the impact in future years when you plant corn.
Absolutely. Now, you said you've been getting a lot of questions about these two in particular.
Right.
Are there many incidences in Kentucky already?
Yes. So we've been seeing a little bit more diplodia, particularly in areas that had adequate rainfall or timely rains around silking and later. And then in some of the drier areas, maybe a little bit more drought stress, maybe didn't get some of those timely rains. Any heat issues during pollination, those are going to be the pockets where we're seeing some fusarium.
Okay. And so growers just need to be aware so they can make better decisions when they're going out, and that's why you suggest the pre-harvest. And I know that you're going to stay with us tomorrow and talk a little bit about what if you do have, like how to manage that. But how do people find more information about corn ear rot?
So we actually have a nice publication. It's through the Crop Protection Network, which is a group of university land-grant plant pathologists, and we put these publications together. So you can go to the Crop Protection Network website and look at ear rots, or you can also look at the University of Kentucky Plant Pathology homepage. They also have information available there.
Okay, so if they go in their favorite search engine and type in University of Kentucky Plant Pathology, something should pop up.
An extension publication page will appear. Yep.
All right, well, Kiersten, thanks so much for the information. And if you have questions, make sure to contact us at the Extension office, and we'd be happy to help. Thanks for watching and have a great day. If you have questions about today's topic, please call the Warren County Extension office at the number on your screen. Thanks for watching and have a great day.